Hi again guys, this is Jimmy Rosairo. Welcome to Sweats of Fitness, our video on metabolism. People are always worried about metabolism. The metabolism is slowed down. Usually from the mid-30s it slows down for lots of us. So everybody is wondering why does this happen? Okay, and how can I get it under control? So the main thing what people need to realize is it's about building muscle. Especially the ladies realize that it's not about having biceps. It's very difficult for ladies to actually build a lot of muscle. It's much harder for ladies to do it than men. So the combination is, when we talk about metabolism, is actually if you have more muscle built in yourself, you can actually burn more muscle doing nothing than actually working out. But you still have to build that muscle in the first place. Okay? So if you take a body composition scan, that has something called the BMR. It's called the Basal Metabolic Rate. So even if you're doing nothing, your body has functions that need to function. Even for example, when you're sleeping, okay, your heart needs to beat, the food needs to digest, your lungs need to work. So those things need calories. Okay, so basal metabolic rate, what we like to say is that's just if you're doing nothing for 24 hours, how much calories would your body expend? Let's look at it that way. Okay, so usually it's what your calories need to do on a daily basis. Calorie intake should be slightly more than that, because you have your daily activities, you have your walking, your working, stuff at home, stuff at work. So those things take energy, those things take calories. So you have to make a quota for that activity. So let's just say your BMR is about 1,500 kilocalories for a day. You need another say 400 to 500 for your daily activities throughout the day. Okay? So, like I said, there are three main important ways to actually get this. Don't think about it as increasing your metabolism and all that stuff. Just look at this. Just look at it the simple way of just building muscle. Okay, so one of the ways is build muscle. Do strength training. Okay, load up on lower reps. Load up on more weight. Just finish off the rep where you just can bear to finish it off. Okay, this will allow you to burn more calories even when you aren't exercising, because you build muscle. And then the second thing is, number two is, don't go with a standard level of aerobic workout. So don't do things like walking. Do things like interval training a bit more. Do things like interval running a bit more. Even when you're swimming, swim one lap fast, one lap slow. Do an interval, high intensity interval workouts are really, really good, because post workout, they tend to burn off fat even when you're not. So when you're cooling down, your heart rate is in a fat burning cooling down zone, then you're still burning calories. So that's the whole thing about HIIT and why it's most important. Okay. Last but not least, the third point is to build muscle through protein. So increase your protein intake. The protein intake will help build muscle faster and help muscle growth. So basal metabolic rate is the things you need to take into consideration are things like your age, your genetics, your BMI, your general health, and your body composition. The other thing we talk about, pretty much telling you about BMR taking the calories for your food to digest. Okay, so this is called Thermogenesis. So this is about 3% for fat, 5 to 10% for carbs, and 20 to 30% for protein. So if you have more protein, again, it takes more calories for using as an effort to digest those calories. Then there is physical activity. But physical activity is only 20% of your BMR. Okay, so basically walking, working, things like that. Not working out. So if you're working out, you can include that on an app on a different level. So what we say is it takes about 400 to 600 calories to run or jog for 1 hour. So that's about a 10K. The other thing is your macronutrient levels. So we have macronutrients and we have micronutrients. Micronutrients are things like you take in very, very tiny quantities like vitamins and minerals. Macros is carbs, proteins and fats. So exercise above 70% of maximum heart rate. So maximum heart rate, let's say you're just 20 years old. Okay, so 220 minus your age, which is 200. So if your heart rate is above 70% of 200, which is above 140 beats per minute, this process takes carbs as fuel. If it's below that, what we call the top test, and you're just walking and and doing a 55% of your maximum heart rate, then you are most surely using fat as fuel. Okay, the same way when you are asleep at night or overnight fasting, because you'll be just sleeping through the night and you're not eating, again you will be using fat. Then there were some athletes or some people who do a 72-hour fast or starvation. Then it goes up to eating into your protein and your fats. I'm Rosairo for Sweatshop Fitness.